Over 100 people out searching the area last night, walking both sides of the creek bank.
In Carroll County, police are set to regroup and restart the search for 2 missing girls.
Together, okay? That way we cover more property, quicker time.
21, copy 5.
We have found 2 bodies. We are investigating this as a crime scene. We suspect foul play.
State police and the FBI have been on the scene now for several hours. A number of units and teams have been here trying to gather information.
Bodies have been positively identified as Abigail J. Williams, 13, of the Delphi area, and Liberty Rose Lynn German, 14, of the Delphi area. This is considered a double homicide investigation.
The 2 girls discovered in the woods, authorities asking for your help tonight. Their last Snapchat and the image of a man authorities would like to talk to.
And they now have enough evidence to call him the prime suspect.
We do have some new information for you today. Everybody had the presence of mind to turn on the videotape. If there's enough there that somebody would recognize this person's voice.
Down the hill. Down the hill. Down the hill.
If you're watching, we'll find you.
There have been more than 11,000 tips come in to our command center.
Somebody knows something. Somebody has to know this person, recognize that voice.
It's not easy. And a lot of people are putting a lot of work into this, and we're hoping that the tip's there, and we're going to find it.
What's up, kings and queens? Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for your support and subscribing to the channel. And if you are subscribed to the channel, let me know if you would like a free Bad Habits Kingdom t-shirt. I will make sure you get it. Probably about the 2nd or 3rd week of June is when you receive it. If you're not subscribed, do me a favor, just hit subscribe. It's free and you get a free t-shirt. Okay guys, so of course I've been going over the Delphi murders, as most of you know, and I've been looking into more things. I do apologize about Kara not being here tonight. She really wanted to come on the show, but she's not feeling well. She's laying down with the baby. Excuse me. So I do apologize about that. So, you know, I kept watching a lot of videos about it, a lot of news footage and everything like that. Ron Logan. Now, Ron Logan is the property owner of where the girls' bodies were found. And honestly, he kind of looked like Bridge Guy to me. You know, I actually zoomed in and everything like that. I was like, he kind of looks like him. You know, he has the wideness and everything like that. Now, this is what I really think, okay? Now, I've said this 100 times. The first sketch looks like Bridge Guy to me way more compared to the second sketch. Okay, now if you look closely at the guy walking on the bridge, I would say he's between the age of 35 to 50. Maybe even a little older than 50. Let's go up to 55. I would say he's in his mid to late 30s to late 40s. I would say, or he's around there. I don't think he's between 18 to 40. I think he could be past 40. You know, I know that was a big thing. People were saying, you know, he's a younger guy. Like the second sketch. The second sketch looks like a 25-year-old. That's not what I see. That is not what I see when I look at the guy walking on the bridge. And so I was trying to come up with some ideas, and I was like, why would Libby record this guy? What did he do to creep him out? You know, there's so many theories where the girl saw him before they got on the bridge. They did not see him on the bridge. I'm wondering maybe if they walked past each other on the bridge. Wonder if he walked past them and then came back. And that's when she started recording. I'm not sure about that. I really don't think so. And he actually had his, his getaway plan pretty well. So, of course, he knew the area really well. He knew that trail. But how did he know there wasn't people on there? So, he definitely had to check the trail out, I would say, a couple times before he was on the hunt, I guess you could say. He was definitely out there waiting for somebody. I think if it wasn't the girls, it would have been somebody. Whoever was out there at that time, I think that was his thing. He had his mind set. He was ready, and he went for it. I think he had that planned for weeks. I think that's what he wanted to do for a while, and they were just unfortunately the ones to be out there at that time. And now, like I said, these are all my opinions, okay? I'm not saying this, I'm 100% right. You know, I'm just stating my opinion here. So, again, here's my opinion. I do believe the girls saw him before the bridge. The only reason why I say that is because the way Libby pulled out her phone and started recording. And if he would have walked past them, that would have been a tight bridge, to walk past or something and then do a turnaround and started coming back. It's like, it's possible. I'm saying that is possible. And that is a theory I was thinking. I was like, wonder if he came back. Wonder if he was already on the other side of the bridge, walked past them, and then came back. But I was like, nah, I don't think so. I think he was on the start of the bridge, the start of the trail side, and was following them for a while. I think at some point they saw him. I'm wondering if they saw him like early on. Here, the only reason why I think they saw him early on is because when they're on the bridge, they don't look like they're even caring about him, thinking about him, or anything like that. Then when they see him on the bridge, that's when they're like, okay, something's wrong. And I kept thinking to myself, if she recorded him, why wouldn't she call 911? Did she think something was wrong? I would say she definitely knew something was wrong, and she just panicked, and that was the first thing that came to her mind. That's the thing, is like, people ask that, well, why didn't she call 911? Everything happened so fast. Maybe she was too scared to pick up her phone and call 911. He caught up to him pretty quick. He definitely caught up to him. I think the girls, they were taking their time walking across that dangerous ass bridge, and he just was on the hunt. And by the time he was out there in the open, he checked, made sure there was nobody around underneath, and he went for it and then caught up to him. I say he definitely had a firearm. I would say he had a gun. I wouldn't say that's how the girls died, though. I don't think that's how the girls died. I don't think they were shot. You would hear the shots. People out there would have heard something, especially out there in the wilderness. The echo would have been all over the place. I don't think the girls were shot. And like I said, this is just my opinion. I don't want to upset anyone or anything like that. I'm just stating my opinion here. Okay? Excuse me. Now, Chadwell. A lot of people were hoping that this is a guy. I hope this is a guy. And I just recently found out that Kelsey German doesn't believe it's him. So I would say, they always say that, like, family kind of just know deep down, and I do believe in that, especially when it comes to sisters. You know, I was always told that sisters have like a powerful relationship where they just know. They just know. And I know that sounds weird, and I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but they just know if it's him or not. You know, if this is this or if this is that. You know, sisters, I guess, just know. They just have that, some kind of connection. Kelsey German does not think Chadwell is the right guy. And we're talking about 4 years ago. So he's 42 right now. 40, you know, I'm so horrible at math. I got to use my fingers. So he would have been 38 years old at the time. So, you know, that's the time. That's the age that I was thinking of. You know, I say between 35 to 50 at tops. But I was looking into Ron Logan, and I was just like, okay, this guy gets in trouble with the law. I don't know what he's in trouble with the law. I do know he was on probation. He got arrested for violating his probation. I do know that they actually did an interview with him, and they actually told him to say down the hill. And his voice was nothing like the audio. I mean, I listened to that literally 100 times today. His voice and the audio voice over and over and over, trying to see if there's some kind of similarity. And I didn't hear anything like that. But if you look closely, it looks like it would be him. It like he looks like him. You know. Now I don't know if that's just my mind saying that or what. You know, just like it's him. He was found on their property. And then I heard that he wasn't at home all day long, that he was 20 miles away buying tropical fish. You know, that's an alibi, I guess. I mean, that's a weird one. I mean, tropical fish, you know, that's, you know, I don't know. I never heard that alibi before, or that, you know, that story, you know, so I mean, that just, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. I never heard that kind of alibi before, you know. So, I mean, maybe he's definitely telling the truth, or maybe that was just the first thing that came to his mind for some reason, you know. But he does look similar to the guy on the bridge. You know, he definitely does. This is what I'm trying to figure out, okay? So, Delphi, you know, is a small town. I think there was, 300,000 people? Not even. I mean, it's a real small town. It's small enough where people know everybody, especially if you're from there. You know, you definitely seen somebody once or twice. Okay? Now, if this guy knew the area that well, he's from Delphi, he lived in Delphi for a long time, they should be able to, I mean, he's a very noticeable guy. I mean, at least in the video, he looks like he's a nice sized guy. You know, you should be able to, like, I've seen that guy before. You know, so for not one person saying, you know, they recognize him, you know, it's just like, I would say he definitely knew the area, but was he living at Delphi at the time of the murders? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Now, I could be wrong on this. Now, was he living close by? Was he just a drifter? A truck driver? That brings me back to the West Memphis 3. Now, the West Memphis 3 case, I'm not sure if you guys remember this case. The West Memphis 3, where these 3 kid boys, were found murdered in West Memphis, Arkansas. Or not West Memphis. Or, West Memphis, Arkansas. And 3 teenagers were arrested for the crime. They ended up doing, I think 18, 19 years in prison. And then they do the Alfred Pre. I can't even talk. The Alfred Pre. You know what I'm saying. So they're basically saying that they were innocent, but they're pleading guilty just so they can get out of prison. Now, I always thought in that murder that it was truckers. You know, I know people were saying it was the stepdad and the mom's boyfriend, which it really could have been. You know, they definitely had some messed up past, and things just weren't connecting, especially when the one guy, you know, tried to kill somebody a few years later and everything like that. So I always thought there was a trucker involved in that because it was a truck stop nearby where the kids were, right by the woods where boys were found. And it could be something like this. Just same like this with this case. There was a trucker. He knew the trails. And he was out there like, okay, basically I'm trying to figure out what he did. Okay, now I know it sounds sick that I'm trying to think like a suspect or something like that, but I'm just trying to figure out what he would do. Okay, because one thing, if you're about to commit murder, if you're about to do a crime like this, you got to make sure there's nobody around, which he definitely knew. So, but the thing is, he wouldn't be walking on the trail. I don't see him walking on the trail left and right, because then you risk being seen by somebody. That's what made me think that the girls saw him beforehand, but they saw him like behind a tree or something. Where they walked past him, or where they heard somebody behind him a little ways, they turn around, see him, and he like ducked back or something. But then that would have creeped them out. They would have been creeped out right away. And if you notice on the bridge, they seem like they're still having a good time. If they saw a guy behind them, following them, hiding behind trees or something like that, or standing in the woods, they would have been creeped out the entire time. They would have got on the phone, started calling family members and everything to come get them. So maybe they didn't see the guy beforehand. Maybe he was, somehow on the other side and passed them. I don't know. Maybe he was coming back from his getaway. He saw where he was going to get away, saw the girls, and made his move. I don't know. It's so much ifs and buts and couldas, and it's so much. It's I don't know if you ever seen that show Game of Thrones, but that one Bran, how he can actually go back and see exactly what happened. That's I wish I had that power. I really do, because this is driving me insane. This bothers the hell out of me. These poor girls. Every time I see that recording, I just think, what a hero Libby really was. I mean, that is a hero. I don't care what anyone says. That girl had a full heart, and she did everything she could to help catch this guy. She did everything she could. And I'm trying to wonder how far her phone was, because when you record on the phone, it zooms in. It pushes forward. So I'm wondering how far on the railroad, on the track he was. Because he obviously didn't see the phone. The phone was left there. If he knew that they had a phone, I would assume he would have taken it, or definitely would have looked through it. This is what I think happened. Now, my opinion, okay, like I said, it's just my opinion, okay? The girls get dropped off 12:15, 12:30. They start the trail. He's already there. Okay, now he's already in the trail. Okay, at the Monon Bridge. He's already deep in there somewhere. I think at this time, he's probably like, towards the exit area or something. No, that's not what I meant. He's somewhere close by to where he saw them go by. Before they get there is where he's walking the trail or walking through the woods to find out his getaway plan. So maybe he knew that the property owner was not there that day. I heard it's only like a 10-minute to 15-minute walk to where the girls were. So, by the creek. That's not a long time. That's a fast timing. He had to have seen them walk by. He had to have been watching them. I mean, he's not going to be watching from afar, because then the girls would have saw him ahead of him. At some point, all in the woods, you could probably spot somebody out there, unless he's definitely hiding. And the clothes he's wearing, I don't think he'd be able to blend in really well. He's got a blue jacket on, blue jeans, hat. But then again, I think maybe he passed them on the bridge. Maybe he even said something to him, you know. I don't know. You know, my mind is just going a mile a minute. You know, 1 minute I'm thinking this happened, 1 minute I'm thinking that happened, and it's driving me insane. It truly is. You know, I just feel so horrible. I mean, I'm trying to figure out where he was at. Where was he at when the girls first arrived? I think he had to have been at the start of the trail, somewhere near the start of the trail, to watch him. You know, maybe they just walked past him at first. They didn't think of anything, and then, you know, of course, there's no one around. He starts catching up pretty quick. She knew something was up. You know, maybe he was just standing there and they saw him. I just keep thinking of the last moments, you know. That's what I think about a lot. And the families. You know, I see on Facebook and other social medias that a lot of people don't like us making videos or saying things about it, but it's our opinion. We're just trying to help, all of us. Even you that leave comments and state your opinions. I mean, what do you guys really think happened? I mean, from start to go. I mean, if you look at the beginning, you know, the girl started out, you know, if she got dropped off at 12:15, 12:30, her ride was there at 3:15. I mean, 1:15, 1:30. I'm sorry, not 12. 1:15, 1:30. Her ride was there at 3:15. So if she got dropped off at 1:30, 3:15, that's not even 2 hours. So a lot of bad happened within those 2 hours. Yeah, so he definitely had a gun on him. That's what makes me think in a way they knew him. You know, I think maybe they knew him, but they were freaked out a little bit. You know, because I'm wondering why she would record him. She obviously knew something wasn't right. If she knew him, she wouldn't have started recording him. But then again, maybe they knew him and he said something to him at the beginning of the trail. Maybe they did see him right away. And then they knew something wasn't right. There was something that had to have happened to freak Libby out to pull out her phone and record him. She had to have seen or heard something that creeped her out to make her think this is not okay. Something's about to happen. You know, because even if you get paranoid and assume, you still really don't take out your phone and start recording. She knew. She had to have known this is not okay. Something very bad is about to happen. I gotta think. I'm trying to figure out what she knew. What got her to turn out to pull out her phone? That's what made me think that they crossed on the bridge. Maybe he was at his getaway area. I mean, just looking for anybody. He was coming back. He sees the girls far enough on the bridge, looking around, making sure no one else is around. He starts on the bridge towards the girls. You know, they keep going. They pass by. You know, now they're closer to the edge. Because if you look in the photo, there's no one behind Abby at all on the bridge. And that's a long way. There's no one behind her. I mean, he had to have walked that track, you know, that railroad fast as hell. That bridge, I'm sorry. He had to have walked that bridge super fast. I mean, I get it. They're kids. They're walking on that sketchy bridge. They were scared. They're going super slow. But I mean, he was walking like he did it a million times. He was just walking, hands in the pockets. Just, his mind was just too set. You know, he made his decision then when he was walking towards him. There was no stopping him then. Unless he heard someone else around or something. Which he didn't. That's what made me think, in a way, he went towards, you know, he passed him, kept going a little bit, got to the middle of the bridge, looked around, nobody was around, don't hear anything, started walking back. At this time, Libby's already off the bridge. Abby's probably close to being off. She's trying to catch up a little bit. He's walking towards him. She's like, hold on. Why is he coming back? Pulls out the phone, starts recording. He gets to him. She puts in her phone in the pocket really fast. You know, when I first started this, I really wanted to know how the girls died. You know, I really want the police to tell us everything. The not knowing, you know, gets to us, right? But I don't think I want to know. It couldn't have been. I don't want to know. I just don't think it was a gun, because a gun is too loud, unless he had a silencer or something. But I mean, he knew nobody in sight. He knew his getaway plan wasn't a big trail to him to exit off. But that's what I got so far. You know, I'm just trying to figure out why she pulled out her phone to record him. What did he do beforehand to creep her out, to make her know this isn't okay at all? Like I said, there's people that creep us out all the time, but we don't start recording them. We just assume, try to see what they're going to do before we like take action. Libby knew. Libby knew something was wrong. And Abby probably did too. She could have been trying to run off the bridge. But there's just no one behind her in that picture. It's a long bridge behind her with no one in sight. But then again, the video zooms in when you record. When you record on video, it enhances. So maybe he was a little far back still. But then again, he couldn't have been too far, because she would have started talking while she was recording. Maybe she did and we just haven't heard it, but I can almost guarantee you there was way more audio. And I believe that the police heard everything. I bet Doug Carter heard everything. And I think that could be one of the reasons why he's so passionate about this case. He knew what the girls went through. Of course, by the way they died. But I think he actually heard them. I think he heard the entire audio. And I think that's why it's real hard on him. He hasn't come out and said it. I have confirmed that there was more audio before the incident where the girls were laughing and playing and stuff like that and talking, but nothing about it afterwards. Nothing about BG except for the video of him walking towards them and guys down the hill. First it was down the hill. Then they edited it to where you can hear the guys down the hill. That's the other reason why it makes me think he had to have had a gun. You know, he can control both of them with it. And he's not, when you hear him say guys down the hill, he's not like giving them, it doesn't sound like he's giving them a stern order. You know, that's why I think he was holding a gun towards them. Guys, down the hill. This is so fucking sad. Excuse my language, I do apologize, but I'm just trying to figure out why she would record him. What did she see or hear or anything beforehand? Then I'm trying to think of what he did. Did he was definitely already there beforehand. I know that Kelsey German says she saw a car there. That means somebody else had to have been around somewhere. I mean, I would think he would have saw them somehow. I mean, he's definitely going to check his, you know, his whole plan. You know, he's definitely going to walk it, you know, make sure he knows where to get away. There's nobody in sight. Or nobody on the property. I don't know. I really don't. And literally for the past 2 days, every single night, I just been trying to figure out which way he came from. Where did he start? If you have an idea, please comment below. What do you think happened? When do you think he spotted them? When do you think he followed them? Do you think he knew them? Do you think he didn't know them? When do you think he made his move on the trail? Because if you look at it, I think they're already almost off the trail before, you know, he even starts it. I'm talking about the bridge. I don't know. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give me your opinion on what you think. Let's get our heads together on this and let's just see what we all come up with together. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. You know, show some support. And if you're already subscribed and you would like a free Bad Habits Kingdom t-shirt, like I said, let me know. I know a lot of you already have already. The black and purple ones is what I decided to order a bunch of. So if you would like a free black and purple Bad Habits Kingdom t-shirt, let me know. And I'll make sure you get it, you know, mid-June. And you guys stay safe. You know, one thing I got to say about this case is it really makes me cherish what I have. It really does. Love your families. Every time you leave, make sure you love them and let them know it. So many crazies in this world. You never know what can happen. Thank you guys for your support, and there'll be another one tomorrow. We'll be going over some other things, especially about Chadwell. But I do agree with Kelsey German. I don't think that was the guy. Thanks, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for your support. I love you guys so much. I really do. Like, I love you guys for your support. have no idea. If you would like to come on the show with me and talk about this case, let me know. We'll make it happen. FaceTime or whatever we got to do to get on an episode and show your support. And the Evansdale murders, Kara's actually working on that one right now. We will be doing a video about those girls as well. And that's the thing. There's so much similarities, you know. So much. Alright, guys. I'm going to call it a night. I get up in a few hours for work. Thank you guys so much for your support and subscribing to the show. And I love you guys for it. I really do. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good night and stay safe. Stay safe. Love you guys.